Hey y'all, welcome to episode 261 of Consignment Chats. The year may be wrapping up, but guess what, y'all? This reseller journey isn't. Today we're going to talk about finishing strong. This was inspired by Libby and our Motivation in Minutes meeting this morning. We're going to talk about celebrating what went right this year. We're going to talk about learning things that we learned this year and setting yourself up for your best reseller year yet.
Hey y'all, it's Molly, Libby, and Samantha. Welcome to Consignment Chats, where resellers connect, learn, and grow.
Whew.
That's what I think we're going to discuss. That's where we're at.
All right. But
That's
the main
correct.
question here that I asked this morning is, are you going to finish strong? There's a good reason I asked this question.
And it was a good one for a lot this morning, it seemed.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we're so close to the end of the year. We're thinking about 2026. And a lot of us have written 2025 off.
I did.
You
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
I had totally written it off, y'all, until Libby brought up the question this morning, and I was like, "Oh man, I guess she's right. I guess I shouldn't be shutting it out. I still got 3 days of progress I could make in the year, and still come close to hitting that goal that I was flagging behind on."
Yeah.
So, yeah, as
Absolutely.
all weekend, I was like, "Well, I'm pretty much going to be done this year. I'm just going to focus on getting my stuff set up for next year." And then Libby throws that question, and you're like, "Oh."
So let
Oh,
me tell you how this all started.
please
So
do.
we were in the car driving, and a wise young man said to me, I don't understand New Year's resolutions. Like, you can start over in any moment. And I was like, yes, yes, that is exactly right. Like, that is what I talk about all the time. Now, meanwhile, I had given up on 2025 at this point, right? And I'm like, gosh darn it. So I got up Friday
Gosh
morning
darn it.
on a Friday morning, and I'll link up the reseller reflections in the show notes on this. But I got up Friday morning after Christmas, after I had written everything off, and I thought, you know what? I am going to start over. And on Friday, that's a bold move after a holiday, right? I'm like, I am going to start over. Like, this year is not over. I still have plenty of stuff that I can be doing and finish 2025 even more successfully. So I was like pumped, ready to go. And I just have to tell the quick story of what happened at
Please do.
4:30. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna nail this day, right? Friday, 4:30. It's a yucky morning out. I get a text from the spin instructor, and she says, "You're the only person signed up. I'm thinking about going back to bed." And bless her heart, she has two very young children. And I was like, no problem. And my heating blanket was still on. And I was like slipping my way back into bed. And I'm like, no, any moment is a moment to start over. Get your butt up, go to the gym. You know, that's your keystone habit. You know, if you do that, you can make Friday successful. So I did it. And I just really wanted to share that win because the whole time I'm thinking about you, Molly. Whole time.
I'm so proud of
I'm
you.
thinking it's a Friday. I wonder what Molly would say about this starting over, finishing strong toward the end of the year. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. So I set an example for you. You could start over in any moment after a holiday on a Friday, before the first of the year, not on a Monday, not at 8 a.m. in the morning, not at a specific time. You can start over. You can like take a deep breath right now if you're watching this and go, you know what? Now is the time. You don't have to wait. Anyway, that's my
I'm glad I
story.
could be
That's my
your.
aside, but I found it very, very powerful to be able to do that. Now I'm like, I have proven to myself, I have proven to Molly that it is possible.
You mean it doesn't always start on a Monday?
It can start on a Friday after a holiday before the first of the year. What the heck?
Again, as I say to you often, I feel so seen, Libby, because I would have pulled that heating blanket back up over me and been like, snuggle in, because it's not my fault. She canceled.
Molly, it was hard enough before I got that text. Like, it was hard enough starting over. And when I got that, oh God, I was like, talk about every excuse. But
I am so proud of you. So proud of you. Yeah, that was me. I mean, really, this weekend, I was
mhm,
focusing on next year. And
yeah.
and had pretty much written it off. I literally looked at this year's spreadsheet for oh my gosh, my
12
brain.
week our 12-week year
Thank you.
reseller intensive program. If you guys missed the application process for this round, we start a new one at the beginning of every quarter. Be in our Patreon group, even as a free member, so you get
Yes.
the notice to start over, because it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can apply if you think it might suit you.
Yeah, so I kind of had written that off. I looked at it and I was like, well, I didn't meet my numbers, but you know what? I just got to, it's the holidays. We didn't take that into account this year. It was our first Q4 12-week year program. So now we know for next year to think
Mhm.
about that in Q4 that, you have holidays, vacations, this family. Um, I am just going to focus on the new year, on the next. And that's what I did this weekend, was focused on my goals that I want to get done in the next new year. And yeah, I wiped it away in my brain. I
Mm.
totally did, until Libby popped in this morning with that question. And funny thing, y'all, I wasn't the only one. There were others in our Patreon who quickly admitted, "Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I pretty much had wiped it off at this point. But I guess I do have 3 more days I can get stuff done and
Yeah.
still bring more to this year." So
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you, Libby. As many of your quotes and things that you share with us, as many of us say, I think she was talking to me.
I was talking to you. I was talking to you all, and I'm so happy you're going to finish strong now. Yes.
I am. I am. I was even thinking I'm not going to list much, and today I'm going to list. I'm going to now some of that listing may be starting on my next year's stuff. I might be
Hmm.
listing some things that are about it, but I'm going to get it done now instead of waiting and saying, "Oh, I'm just going to do our meetings this week and
Yeah.
take a holiday." And no, 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 no. I am going to get listings done and do stuff. Yep,
Because in
yep, yep,
reality,
yep.
we already had a holiday. Like, we had pretty much had a whole holiday week. I mean, I had a whole holiday week last week.
Right.
I don't know about you, but
Well, I feel like it's a whole nother one, right? Because I mean, we got New Year's this week
yeah.
in the middle of it, and we are, we're consignment chats won't be officially doing business for a couple of days, and so you just kind of feel like long weekend.
Yeah.
But no, why would I waste these 3 days that I can get a lot done? Why?
Why?
I'm
Because
not why.
honestly, like, I was feeling I was feeling really bad about myself, like, just like, "Ugh, what am I just gonna be a slug for these couple days?" Like, it's appealing to kinda chill out for a day, half a day, and do nothing, but after that, it's kind of like self-defeat. I mean, for me, it's self-defeating to do that for
Right,
more than, like, half a day or a day. Like, it just,
right.
and then you start to feel kinda down on yourself. I mean, I start to feel down on myself. I'm sure everybody's not like that, but I can
I
only
think
take so
most
much.
people do, Libby. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we did an episode not long ago about depression and that kind of thing. And I have, in looking into the new year, been thinking about a lot of it. And I think a lot of my issue is I'm not producing like I know I can. And therefore, I am not feeling good about myself. And
Mhm.
yeah, I totally think that anybody, um, I think about families with children whose parents do everything for them. How does that child feel good about themselves if they're not
Mm.
learning to stand on their own 2 feet? If they're not learning to do things for themselves? And I it was just an aha moment I had over the last week and a half of, I would feel much better about myself if I were even more productive than I am now, because there's so much more I could be doing with my time productively than I have been. So, yeah, I think everybody has that. I think if they don't think they do, then they're not looking deeply. They're not noticing
Mm.
it, right?
That's a really interesting take on it. And I have to say, plug for our book club coming up in January. We are starting the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And Stephen Covey talks about just that in the first chapter. And
Really.
in relation to, like, children, and
Hmm.
giving them the sovereignty to make their own decisions, to stand on their own 2 feet, and the confidence that builds, and the things that does.
I
And
mean, that's where your
yeah.
self-worth comes from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel good about yourself? You feel good about yourself when you do yourself things for you or others that you succeed in.
Yeah.
If you're not doing any of that and you're laying around on your phone or your TV or your whatever screen time and not producing anything positive, not making your home a better place, not making your work a better place, or your friends or your community, if you're not doing any of that, how the heck do you feel good about who you are? You
Oh,
can't.
we're going deep here.
I know,
Wow.
but
I didn't
listen,
see this coming. Wow.
yeah, yeah. So these are the things you have to get. So I do think it does sit for everybody. I just think that there are people out there that probably don't realize they haven't looked deep enough to know that that is what is bothering them.
Yeah,
So,
and you've taken that journey. So,
mhm,
that
mhm.
deserves to be applauded. We might need a whole episode on that. Wow. Whew.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh. All right. I want to talk about now that we know that you guys know, we're going to end this little part of this segment, and you guys know what you need to do over the next couple of days is power through, end strong, get those things that you thought, oh, well, I just didn't get it done this year. There's still time. Even if you knock out just a portion of it, it's still better than it is today to get to the end of the year, right? Like just
And if you're
do it.
watching this like midweek, if you're watching this in the middle of the year, maybe next year, maybe, on a Wednesday or something like that, and you think your week is scrapped, this same advice absolutely applies to
100%.
that. When you're ready to just scrap a week and say, I'm going to start over on Monday, or scrap a month, or scrap a quarter. This applies
Yeah,
totally.
yeah. Just this rethink Libby's story of being in the warm bed at 4:30 in the morning. And if she can get up and do that in an area where y'all, it's cold up there in
Oh, it's
Pennsylvania.
so cold and snowy. Oh my gosh. But nothing compared to Samantha, which is why she's not here today. She is literally snowed in. Like
Yeah, she's in the middle of a massive snowstorm up in the Upper
I would say,
Peninsula.
almost state of emergency by
Yeah,
her. Yeah.
yeah. They were telling us that they've closed down their community buildings and things like that, their public stuff that they never do up in the Upper Peninsula. That's how bad it is. So
Yeah.
hang in there, Samantha. Hang in there, girlfriend.
Yeah. And shout out to Carmen of Northern Bargains. Like, she's closed down. She's,
Mhm.
up there in Canada, and
Hunkering
they
down and
never
staying.
closed down. She said everything is closed down there as well. She can't even see across the street. So
Yeah, yeah,
stay warm and cozy, guys.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Stay warm and cozy, stay safe, and we'll see you on the other side of this snowstorm, Dad.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And don't drive anywhere if you don't have to. There's my word of advice. All right. I want to start with a question, Libby. Just one. Give me give me an explanation overall of how did your year feel when it comes to this year?
Oh, oh, how did my year feel? My
Mhm.
year felt
Just your whole person year, not just
con-
reselling. But
conquering. It felt like I conquered. I conquered. That's how my year felt. Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of really hard things, and I feel really happy and proud of myself. That's how
good
my year
job.
felt. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good
Yeah.
job. All
How
right, I
about
like this.
you?
My year felt, what's the word I'm looking for? Educational.
Mm.
I feel like I learned a lot of things. I'm still learning a lot of things this year about myself. Um, yeah, and I want to say educational.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
learned more about the hobbies that I love to do and learning about how to do those things. I've learned more about me as a person. I'm still working on that. I think that's a never ending work
Yeah, I
that
was
we
gonna
all do
say
on
we're all
ourselves.
working. We all
Never,
should be
right.
working on that.
So I've,
That's a
I've
lifelong journey.
learned more about myself and I've learned more about my business and things that do and don't work for me. Um,
Mm.
all right, one word to describe your reseller year. Your reseller year.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you think because I got mine now and I don't want
one
to
word.
forget it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Growth. Mine is growth.
Mm.
It's my one word. I grew in my business in so many ways. Thanks to the 12-week year. I mean, I can't, I've said it over and over again. I 100% know that that is why I grew so much in my business is the 12-week year.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I'm gonna say, yeah, mine was definitely focus. Like I started in the fourth quarter of last year and I really focused in on what works and just really went all in on that. And it was great. Yeah.
All right. All
But
right.
it's hard. Focus is hard. And I'm going to
It
come back to the
is.
12-week year because you had to focus on those tactics, right? Like the most
Mm-hmm.
important things to your business. You're much less likely to get distracted by, oh, I should try this. I should know because you're trying really hard to hit those tactics that work and move you
Yeah.
forward. So, yeah, but it's
I
hard.
like that word, focus. It
Yeah.
is hard. Staying focused is very hard. There's so
Hmm.
many things in our lives and everybody's lives to distract you. And we've done
Oh, yeah.
several episodes in the past on focus, and I know there will be many more because that is something that is always another area that we grow and learn new tricks for.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a muscle. Like focus is a muscle. Like there's the overall focus, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
there's your, focus of like how long can you focus for? Can you
Mm-hmm.
focus on a
Mm-hmm.
specific task?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think of the overall focus like drive, like what your
Mm.
drive is, your overall focus, and then yeah, then you're yeah, then how long do you have before the ADD brain takes over? And how do you battle and beat that brain, right? Like
And you can build that. Like I've
yeah.
seen so many people build that, including myself. Like you can build the amount of time you focus.
Mhm. Mhm.
Work those
Absolutely.
muscles, work those muscles.
Oh, maybe that should be one of my personal tactics. Remember that, Libby.
I'm writing it down.
Grow my focus time. I kind of like this. I'm going to do a little digging into that. Ooh, that could be a
Ooh.
really good goal for my 12-week year. Really good
All
goal.
right. It's in my notes now.
Wow. I like that. I like that. All right. I want to know something unexpected that happened in your business this year.
Oh, in my business. Oh, all right.
And it could be your business or C chats. It could be your reselling, your consignment business or C chats. Something
Unexpected.
unexpected. I feel like I should always go first since I know what
I
I'm
know
asking.
exactly what it is. It was
Go
this
for it.
summer. It was this summer, and it was one of my best quarters ever, and it was summer. And that was the biggest surprise to me because every year we do an episode on summer slowdown, prepping like things you
Mhm.
should do. And
And we did that this year too, did we not? We
oh
did like
yeah,
a
we
summer
absolutely
slowdown
did. Yeah.
episode, and then we never really had a summer slowdown.
That was due to the 12-week year. I know it because we all stayed
Mhm.
focused on the things we
Mhm.
should be doing and weren't
Mhm.
resigned to summer slowdown. So that was a huge. I mean, doing this, that would be my, I think it was my 14th summer doing this.
Mhm.
That was a shocker. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How
That's when
about
you're like,
you?
"Okay, it really works." Like, I think my business, my unexpected business is, adding a second YouTube channel. Thrift Find Flip.
Mm.
That was unexpected, and, it's still a work in progress, but definitely not something had you talked to me about it in the new year, I would have said, "Oh, yeah, that's a possibility. We might add a second channel. Sure." No, no, no. So that
And
was an
that's been there are
unexpected thing.
some amazing videos. If you guys are not subscribed, the link is in the show notes. It is Thrift Find Flip, and there are some just amazing videos on there. So go check it out. Good job,
I love
Molly,
it.
giving birth to that baby.
Thanks. Now I just have to keep feeding it and giving it its nutrition and getting it outside and letting it grow.
Yeah,
So
that's what you do with babies.
my
Yeah.
child, my little child, and my babysitters are gonna, my other caregivers are gonna participate too. I know Samantha's got some plans to participate in it. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So all right, one of our favorite things that we do in consignment chats and that we tell our Patreon members all the time is celebrate the wins, right? Celebrate the
Mm.
wins. And being that we've come to the end of the year now, I want us to focus on the wins. And this is not focused on necessarily your sales numbers. We always say all the time, even the small wins, you got to celebrate them, right? Celebrate the small wins because they are all important and that keeps you motivated and focused to continue to move forward. So I'm going to do a little thing here. I'm going to ask you a couple of things and we're going to talk about little wins. So first, best flip of the year.
I have no idea.
Okay. I'm going to jump in then because again, I'm throwing this out because I have the plan here and you got to think for a little bit. I actually have two and one that just happened today. So I have to share it. It was a flip in the sense I did not put any money. It came in on an estate. If you have not watched the video yet of the Pritchett family estate, that too is a video that we created talking about the Pritchett family, and I consigned their estate for the late Reverend Harry Pritchett. And one of the items we have several items from this experience in his life, but he was one of the torch holders for the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. So I have all kinds of Olympic stuff from the family. And one of the items that they were just going to get rid of, and he was like, and Doug said, I'm sure there's no value in this, so I'll probably just get rid of it. And I was like, no, just put it in the box. And when I get it home, I'll do a little research. No, don't get rid of it. You never know. And it was the actual torch that he ran with. So anyway, after getting it, making sure it all worked, it could be put together, and there are a couple of damaged spots and cleaning it up, I ended up listing it. Doug said he thought we'd get maybe $50 to $100. Well, it sold today, y'all, for over $2,000.
Yeah.
So that was a good kind of flip.
That was a great flip. And you know what? That video, I'm going to link it up in the show notes on the Pritchett family. It's on the Thrift Find Flip channel. It's a absolutely beautiful video. If you're ever thinking about doing an estate or anything, go watch this video. It's just a beautiful remembrance. It's fun to see the items, and it's really a beautiful video.
Know a little history about the man himself, the family themselves. So yeah, I'm glad that I did that because and they're thrilled. I mean, Doug shared it with his sister in Atlanta and his brother, and he called me 2 weeks later and was like, my brother and sister just cried. They're just so thrilled that we have this now as part of our family history, this video that people can watch. And so that was nice. So that was a good flip. And then my find and flip, because I did not find that was a mistake. My find and flip, I go back to one of my, another video I put out of an estate sale that we went to with our favorite happy camper. I should have done my research to tell you what episode, but I don't remember. But we got the Ralph Lauren items. We got the beautiful Ralph Lauren patchwork quilt, Aztec quilt blanket.
Oh, yeah.
And the Polo Western vintage leather vest.
Yes.
And we bought both of those together. I think we spent $60, and one sold for $3 something, and the other, actually, they were both over $300. So I liked those flips. They were fun. They were something new and different, and they sold fairly quickly for good money.
Yeah. I'm going to go opposite with my flip. My best flip is not something that was worth a lot of money, but it was a large lot. I got a bunch at 2 different auctions. I got boxes and boxes of rag dolls.
Don't say shot glasses. Don't say shot glasses.
No shot glasses. I got rag dolls. Most of them Raggedy Ann, Madeline, some Honey and Me, but just boxes and boxes, like, I don't know, a couple hundred rag dolls. And they were my favorite to sort and photograph. And, most of them didn't go. There were a couple goodies in there, but that went for like 100, but most of them went for like $20, $25. But I'm down to like literally 10 at this point. 10 dolls
every week.
Like they've just been like bread and butter, just going through. And that was my favorite one because I got to do the auction with my son. We got to haul some of them back from North Carolina. Like it was just a good memory. That is my favorite flip. I am into the dolls now, into the rag dolls. I would do them all day, every day. I love it. They're so easy to ship too. All right, nobody steal my niche. All right.
They will, because they don't understand that what you mean is niche. That wasn't what I thought you were going to say, however. I thought for sure you were going to talk about your grandmother's pottery collection.
No, no, that was my aunt's pottery collection, the
Okay.
Majolica. Yeah, the
Yes, yes,
Majolica is great. That was a lot of work,
yeah.
research wise, but yeah, that was good. But no, my
Those are
favorite
the
is definitely the
ones
dolls.
those are the ones that I love when it's somebody in the family that you found a home for special items
Mm.
that were special to them, and now they become special to somebody else, and I just love that feeling. I don't know. There's something about it that just keeps me going.
It is
Keeps me
nice, and
going.
like when you get feedback from somebody, saying how they loved it. Did you see the one on the Majolica this week on
No, I
eBay?
did not.
That they'd
No.
sent a message saying how much they liked it, and I wrote back, I said, "That's from my late aunt. She, displayed this proudly. I'm so happy it has a new home, and, that's why we love doing this. Thank you." So, yeah, it makes you
Aw,
feel good when things happen like that.
it sure does. It sure
Yeah.
does. All right. Celebrate another win. Biggest learning moment. And I'm personally going to go back to the 12-week year because that was the biggest learning moment for me to realize how much more I can do when I divide it into smaller, more focused groupings. And I, again, thank Jason Spangler, Santee Swapper for bringing this book to us over what, almost 2 years ago. Um, we are the first reselling group to create a program to teach other resellers how to use the 12-week year. It was not out there, anybody else doing it. I am proud of us that we took the time and put all that hard work into creating something that we could bring to our Patreon members, because when we read it and went, oh my goodness, this is a game changer, we just knew we had to share. And we have other people in our Patreon who are like me with the ADD brain, truly diagnosed ADD brain. It's for everybody, but y'all, it was really written for us. I swear. It was like, so that was my biggest learning moment, is how much more I can do and that I can break it down and focus well if I break it down into the way that they have it done there. So
Yeah.
thanks
Yeah.
again, Jason.
I'm sure that was not a little win for him. I'm sure that was a big win, and so for so many people in our community and in our group. It was really a labor of love that I feel like, we put this together and developed everything, and
Mhm.
reseller specific, and he did some wonderful videos and broke it down. Like, it was definitely a labor of love. Like, he volunteered his
Yeah.
time to do some amazing lunch and learns, and some videos that broke the book down, which you know what? I'm going to go ahead and link those up in the show notes, because we've been doing
Yeah,
so
for
much
sure.
talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and just know, y'all, if you're going, wait, what is it? What is it? What is it? As Libby mentioned earlier, this is something that will start fresh every quarter. Every quarter there'll be a new year, which is the way it's broken down into the 12-week year. So it breaks the year down into 12-week segments based on the quarter. So if you're not in it now, this is the time to learn about it, to watch Jason's videos, to ask us any questions you want to ask us, to get ready, to order the book and read it. And that way, when time comes, you'll be ready to go in the next 12-week year,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
is, that's why we talk about it so much, not to push you to come join us, but because it truly was such a learning moment, such a game changer for all of our businesses. Everybody
Hmm.
in the program would 100% attest to that.
Hmm.
And if our people are listening, put in the comments for new people how it changed your business. So
Absolutely. Good idea. Yeah.
yeah,
Share, share,
yeah.
share.
Share. All right, how about you? What is your biggest learning moment, Libby?
My biggest learning moment was actually a book that we didn't even do in book club. It was Brene Brown's. Oh my gosh, now I can't think of the name of it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that.
Oh my gosh, I totally blanked. But it's all about living like with what vulnerability is, and how to be more open, and how to deal with things, and be more open. So that's helped me with, reseller reflections. It's helped me in business. It's helped me in my personal life. It's totally, I said to you, I remember when we were on Hilton Head. Wait, what month was that? I don't know.
Oh gosh, whenever the Tennessee, the Nashville Flipper meetup was.
Oh, yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm reading the book, and I will link it up again in the show notes because I can't remember the name of it. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it because I've recommended it to so many people. But I said to you, and I think I did a reflection on this that day while you were in the room, how my biggest fear was confrontation,
Mhm.
and stepping head on into that. And you have handled most of my confrontations, most of my difficult situations. You have stepped in and done that for me so many times over the years. I can't even. And I was like, you know what? This book has taught me that I can do that, and I need to just step into it. And I have done that. So that has been an exercise and a learning experience for me, a very difficult one, but the book was absolutely that was the biggest thing. I mean, 51 years of avoiding confrontation, and to be able to, step into it fairly confidently. I'm really proud of myself.
I am so stinking proud of you. I can't stand it. Y'all, we had something not long ago happen and we needed to have a confrontation about it. And I was like, okay, and I'm getting my thoughts together. Okay, well, this is what I'll do. And thinking, I'll handle it. And Libby's like, nope, nope, I got this. I got this. And I was like, okay. And y'all, she handled it beautifully,
Yeah, I've
beautifully.
I've done it
So,
a couple times this year, and
so proud of you.
yeah. So
It's hard. I mean, nobody likes confrontation. Nobody enjoys that, right? Like that is just not something, I mean, there might be a small percentage that thrives off of confrontation, but the majority of human beings do not like confrontation. They just don't.
oh my
So it's
gosh, I
tough.
just thought of the name of the book.
Okay, what?
Oh my gosh, wait. The Gifts of Imperfection. The Gifts of
Okay,
Imperfection. And thank you, because it was Pam Arnold that recommended the book. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Pam. And said it had changed the way she does life. And she was
love it.
absolutely right. She recommended a couple times before I actually picked it up. But thank you, Pam.
Love it. Love it. All right. Now, my next question I have for you for reviewing the year is something you finally fixed in your life or business. Kind of hitting on a lot of this with the things we're saying before because
Yeah.
I personally I was trying to think if there's something I finally fixed in my business. And I think I'm still a work in progress, y'all, and that's okay. This question next year, I'll be able to answer like that because I will have fixed my jewelry inventory system. That will be
Nice.
done and fixed. But as of now, I'm still a work in progress.
One of the things I fixed this year, again, it's probably a work in progress, was my shipping efficiency and how I picked and packed
Oh, yes.
orders. That was a big
Yes.
thing I changed at the beginning of this year. And yeah, it's made a huge difference by printing a pick list and going around and collecting it, and and then shipping it all at once rather than doing one by one.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Last one we're going to focus on is going to be wins in our community. And my
Oh.
win is that we did a second reseller retreat that was very successful. There's my community win that we have people that we love to spend time with and can go dwell in a large group in one home and have nothing but fun and positivity the whole time we're
Hmm.
there. And to me,
Yeah.
that is a huge community win for Consignment Chats. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
My community win is really, motivation in minutes every weekday morning when we get together for 10 minutes, and to welcome in new people to our group, to develop even better bonds with the people that have been there since the beginning, and just to start my day like that is it's so transformative. I'm so utterly grateful for everybody that participates, whether they're having a good day or a bad day, whether they're
Hmm.
whether they're going from their bed, right?
Right,
And being like,
right.
I
We've
showed
had
up.
that.
or whether they're out for a walk while they're talking to us,
Yes, we've had
it's
it in
just,
all shapes and forms, people showing up in every way you can imagine. Every
to
way
me,
you
it
can
is
imagine.
such a beautiful community when
Mhm.
I just,
Mhm.
and
I
we get to
agree.
experience it every weekday. Like,
Yeah.
how lucky are we?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
It's some amazing, amazing people.
Absolutely. All right, so sea chatters in the comments, give us a win from your year. Share a win. It can be any of the topics we discussed, but we want to win. We want to know what one of
Yes.
your big wins of the year was. So put that in the comments, please, because we want to know. We love hearing all these things.
Mhm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the section where we get honest reflections without beating ourselves up. We're going to talk about things that maybe didn't quite work out for us this year in a positive way, not
Mm.
a negative way. So, plans that didn't happen, maybe some goals that changed, maybe you started a system that fell apart, those kind of things.
Ooh,
Ha, 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 ha.
plans that didn't happen. So mine was, I went on a social media diet, but I had expected to, at some, like, post once a month or do that for my business and kind of keep that up. That plan did not happen. It wasn't part of my 12-week years either, but it just kind of fell by the wayside. I'm having a little regret, a little FOMO right now, like something that I spent so much time and energy investing in over the years. And I'm kind of just, I can't get back into it. It seems like an insurmountable task. I
Sounds like
know, and it could
something.
just be one post, right? Like, it can be
Mhm.
one post, but it's been so long, it feels insurmountable right now. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that.
Something to ponder.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Pros, cons, how much time does it take in your everything else you have going on to do that? And if you do it, what are the benefits of it? What's going to come of it?
Mhm.
Maybe you do a CChats test period because we have a 3-month test period. Maybe you try
Right.
to go back, but you do the 3-month test period and then decide if that 3 months made any difference anywhere.
Right.
Did it make you feel more fulfilled? Did it wake up your community? Did it change your sales? Whatever's important to you when you do
Yeah.
that. That's my advice.
Okay.
When you're ready, when you're ready, right? When you're ready. So I think my lesson learned is really something that I've always known, but sometimes you have to learn lessons over and over again the hard
Mm.
way because when you're dealing with other people, you want to trust things. So I am a big person who I don't ever put my name behind something that I don't 100% believe in. And it's different in the business world. It's one thing when you're picking a nonprofit, you do your due diligence, but when you're in the business world and you say get a sponsor or somebody who you want to put their business out there to say, "Hey, we support them." We learned a lot this year that not all things are what you think they are. And
Mm.
I it kills me when I find that out because we have maybe put our business behind something or our names behind something or our heart and souls into something. Um, so I guess that's a lesson learned to do a little more due diligence with things business wise, not just personally, because I always do it personally, but maybe not as much business wise.
Mm.
And to stick to what my morals and values are because I don't ever want to support something that doesn't align with my morals and values because then how can I be true to it,
Mm.
right?
No, you should
How
have
can I
read The
be true to
Pumpkin
it?
Plan.
Yeah, well, I missed that book club.
Immutable laws. We have our immutable laws. They hold true for business and they hold true for personally, and
Yeah.
and they are the same. They are the same. Like,
Mhm.
your personal
Mhm.
values and the values, the immutable laws you have with business should be exactly aligned and
Yeah.
exactly the
Yeah.
same.
So I am not always as good about doing that on the business end. But I did learn this year that you really do. You have to. So that doesn't mean we're not going to make more mistakes in the future, because a lot of times things present themselves to you as something it's not. And it takes you a little while to figure that out. But
Yeah.
we do our best. We do our best. So
Yeah.
that was my probably that was a lesson learned. And as I said earlier, the biggest lesson I think I learned personally was that I can achieve so much more when I'm using the right systems to grow myself. So
Hmm.
that's another thing that I think was big for me this year. And that your goals can change. This was another thing I loved about our 12-week year,
Mm.
um, year after years, that we would maybe start with goals and tactics and find out halfway through that quarter that it wasn't working out the way we thought it would. And we need to adjust that. And that's
Hmm.
okay. It's okay to change those goals, even if it's halfway through, if it helps you get to where you want to be in the end. Because sometimes you don't know if it's going to work until you give it time to try it out. And if it doesn't work, then tweak it till you figure out how to make it work. And that was, we've always said that, but to be in an actual program where we helped people go through that, because we had a lot of people that went through that throughout the time, and we're like,
Hmm.
but, and we're like, no, no, no. If that's not working, it's okay. Your end goal is still the same, but what tactics do we need to change that you lined up that just aren't getting you there? Let's adjust them. So I liked that. I liked the learning that flexibility in those goals, because I've always
That
been
was
an
a big
all or
one for
nothing.
me.
Yeah.
The
I'm
first the first 2 years, that was a huge one. Like, I was constantly, I think it was my goal in mastermind, like, you have to be flexible, right? Because I
Yeah.
set something, and once it's set, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, but, sometimes you have to bend, and you have to adjust, and you have to pivot,
Mhm.
and it's hard to, but when you have the backing of a group, and people are walking the same walk, and they're like, this is going to get you there, this might work a little bit better, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
health goal, if you hurt your arm or you hurt your back, and your goal was to pump iron for 10 minutes every day, I
Right.
don't know,
Right.
well, guess what?
Let's
You're gonna figure something else out. You're not just gonna scrap the tactic. You can
yeah.
still move your leg, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. That's an easy example, but
Absolutely. But it takes you back that, if you didn't hit your goals, that doesn't mean you failed. And usually that was my mentality. If I didn't hit my goal, then I just gave up and threw in the towel. Oh, well, I screwed that one up. There's
mm,
always next year, right? And that's not what that means. It just means that that goal needs adjusting, that something in my life has changed, or I learned something about me that doesn't work the right way,
yeah,
and I change it,
yeah.
right? And that's
Hmm.
okay. I didn't fail. I didn't fail. I'm adjusting.
Feedback. You're getting
Yeah. Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Um, tell me one thing you're leaving behind this year. Nick and I like to do this on New Year's Eve, so I'm going to ask you one thing you're leaving behind this year.
Whew. Gosh, what's one thing you're leaving behind? I
I
do
am
this.
going to
I usually do this on New Year's Eve as well. I didn't think about
right.
what I'm leaving
I'm
behind.
giving it to us early. Early. I am leaving behind um, at least, I'm going to say at least half of my screen time.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm leaving it behind.
I think that's
Half
excellent.
of the screen time out the door.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Breaking up with it. Yep.
I'm leaving behind guilt. Um, I started to do
Love
that this year. I had a lot of guilt about choices I've made, personally, and I was working my way toward forgiving myself, and letting go of that guilt. Um, and I'm leaving that behind. Like, this is the year I dealt with it, and I'm not carrying it forward into 2026. I made the important decision, and I heard this on a podcast, to apologize to yourself. like literally stand in the mirror and apologize to yourself. And that was a pretty key moment.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
So
like that.
the guilt is staying in 2025, and it won't be carrying over.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, that's a good one. The other thing that tell you one thing I'm bringing into the new year. I am
Mm.
going to focus more on the daily resetting my workspace. Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That's something I'm going to bring into that you do beautifully and talk about resetting your workspace, and
Mhm.
I do not do it, and I think for me it would be a game changer.
All
So,
right. So you
yeah.
know how I talked about starting over on that Friday morning?
Mhm.
All right. Well, my week was such a disaster that I had not reset to 0 on Thursday evening. And can I tell you what it felt like coming
I almost choked
down?
on my water.
It was the first day I think I hadn't reset to 0 all year. And can I tell you how miserable it was coming into like a workspace that was still a mess from the day
Yeah.
before? It
Yeah.
was it was like, oh God, like I had to just crawl my way down to here. I didn't want to do it. Oh, so you're gonna be
Oh,
so much happier to start work in the morning.
this is good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know. All right. So I encourage you all to think of that one thing that you are going to leave behind. Think of something that you are going to bring forward. Plan out. We highly recommend, after spending a year with the 12-week year, do not make full annual goals to be your goal, because that is tough to stick with. Doesn't mean you can't have an overall vision for the year. I
Mhm.
always start my year with kind of an overall vision, and sometimes, like we've done words, your word for the year. I'm going to have my overall vision for myself and my business for the year, but I am not going to focus on it that way. I just like to kind of have it, write it. It's like my own personal mission statement for the year,
Mhm.
and then hit my 12-week year each quarter and break it down in a doable, logical way. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
So
right. So I
tell us.
just have a quick question for you. How many times did you almost quit last year?
Oh my gosh, several,
Yeah.
several. But
Yeah.
you're talking about quit completely or quit the 12-week year?
No, quit completely.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah.
But you know what stops me from quitting? Well, there's many things, but the biggest thing that stops me from quitting and walking away is our community.
Yeah.
I can't live without them. I
Yeah.
can't.
I think
I
there were
need.
definitely 3 times I wanted to quit this year.
Mhm.
3 distinct times I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And look where we are now. Could you imagine if we had quit?
No, no. I mean, and look, this is reality. Everybody has those moments in
Yes.
life. Everybody has those down times. We have episodes on this stuff too. We have episodes on when you're down and how to pull yourself up out of that. Give yourself a time limit. Don't ever make big, drastic decisions in the midst of big emotions. Just don't. Just don't. Don't do it. Sit on it for a while and start brain dumping things. Like, I am a big pros cons person if I'm trying to think about making any big life decisions. Libby, I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't just a week ago I was thinking this. Like,
Mhm.
why do we do what we do? Like, how do we, like, what, you know? And then I stopped myself and I put all of our Patreon members' faces in my head. And I'm like, because of them. And because what would I be doing day in and day out without them?
Mhm.
And that is sad if
That
you
is
try to
sad.
put that image together. So maybe your goal this year is to create or become a part of a community that is positive and uplifting, that you can't quit because you just love them that much. Oh,
Picture yourself at like picture us at the end of 2026. We will not have quit. You will not have quit. You will be in a much better place, and you will have people to lift you up if you do that and find your community and find the right people. Like, just picture yourself at the end of 2026.
yeah. Yeah, I like it. All right, y'all. Let us know in the comments. Give us some feedback on all these topics. Did you have times this year you wanted to quit? What got you through it? What got you through it? That's what I want to know. And then tell us one thing you're excited about coming up in this year. I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this new year that I'm glad Libby came up with the question today of finishing strong. Are you finishing strong? Because I was already moving on to next year.
You'd already finished.
That's how excited I was. But we're bringing it back, y'all. Finish strong and then mentally be ready for an amazing 2026. And guess what? We ladies at C Chats, we got your back. Until next time.
Cheers. Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.